We now want to take you back to Serena Hotel, where the joint business forum between the business community drawn from both Kenya and Tanzania is currently taking place. Just a few minutes ago, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan addressed the stakeholders. We want to get more details from our reporter Gladys Mungai, who has been part of this particular forum. Gladys, a very good afternoon to you. Good to see you. What is it that you have to tell us concerning this forum? What is top on the agenda? What should we expect in terms of trade ties between these two countries?
Good afternoon to you, Safin. Indeed, like you rightly put it, we are coming to you live from the Serena Hotel here in Nairobi County. We are basically following up on the business forum. This is between Kenya and Tanzania. And you'll also remember, this is the second day of the President of the Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Samia Suluhu, in the country. And she has been meeting President Uhuru Kenyatta as well as the business sector to try and unlock opportunities between the two countries. And what was happening at Serena Hotel just a while ago is that there was a business meeting between delegates between the two countries, basically highlighting the challenges and areas each country could tap to ensure that matters trade has gotten and matters development has increased to greater heights. You also remember that up to 2020, the two countries have been engaging into 33.4 billion shillings in terms of trade, and the deliberations and the bilateral talks that have commenced from yesterday to today is that the two countries are key to double that particular figure. And that particular deliberations at those meetings were concluded by a directive by the President Uhuru Kenyatta directing the two ministries from Kenya, that is the Ministry of Trade and Matters Health, to work to ensure that the deadlock that is currently being experienced at Namanga border is solved, to ensure that lorries move freely from Kenya to Tanzania and vice versa, and to just shed more light into what Kenya hopes to tap into opportunities in Tanzania. I'm joined by the chairman for the Kenya Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Richard Ngatia. He'll be telling us, Richard, welcome on set. We are live on KBC Channel 1. First of all, talk to us about what is your view about the directive by the president to solve the issue at the Namanga border, and also there seems to be sort of some political goodwill for the two countries to engage in trade. What is your take as an investor?
All right, thank you very much. I think today has been a relief after the deliberations that have taken place between the private sector and the government led by the two heads of states. And if we look back in the years, it has not been very easy in both countries trading, and reasons were because of non-tariff barriers, where we had policies that were not favorable to the environment, and where we had bottlenecks in terms of those people trying to trade in between those two countries. We also had issues in terms of non-tariff measures. That is what we call technical issues with government and procurement within those two countries. If you realized that 500 companies have already set base in Tanzania from Kenya, this is purely because it has been very difficult to get to that location, and therefore to cross the border, and therefore people felt easier putting up a second factory other than using what they have here in Kenya, and that also adds costs into doing of their business. But today that has been unlocked because the borders now have been opened, visas are now free, you can be able to get work permits. In terms of those bottlenecks in the borders, they have unlocked them, and we can easily now access those markets. We have had that deliberation that also the private sector from Tanzania will come and also set base and join hands and partner with the local companies in Kenya, so that together we can be able to access different markets, including the African Continental Free Trade Area. Remember, Tanzania can be able to access the market of SADC, that is South Africa, the Malawis and everything. We can be able to access East Africa Community, and both of us can be able to access the Great Lakes region. So together we can be able to work together so that we see our products, if it's in agriculture, is able to get into those other markets. Again, we have seen that issues in the stalemate that was there in terms of agriculture, the maize that had been locked up because of those tariffs I'm talking about, because of licenses that have been requested and taxes, then has been reduced. And the president has actually now given that direction that within 1 week, the entire maize and the entire produce can be released. So we are very happy as a private sector. And again, if you listen to Her Excellency Suluhu, she said today that Kenya has iko na uhuru ya kufanya biashara. Tanzania iko na suluhu ya kuzuluhisha matatizo yote ambaye iko Tanzania. So both, when they join hands, definitely we as the private sector will support the initiative.
Thank you. There you have it, Safin. That is the chairperson of the Kenya Chamber of Commerce in the country, basically highlighting the areas that the two countries have agreed to work upon. And one of them is the solution of the legal hurdles into solving the issue of setting companies in Kenya and Tanzania to ensure that matters trade are accelerated to another level. And that is the latest from this particular meeting. We'll be giving you more details later in our subsequent bulletins. Back to you, Safin.
Thank you so much, Gladys. Gladys there talking to Richard Ngatia, the chairman of the Kenya Chamber of Commerce, concerning the deliberations of the Joint Business Forum at